guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought that I would do Kindle Unlimited book racks and just recommend some books for you guys to read on your Kindle, because Kindle does have a lot of good books on there for free. Well, I guess not free, it's like, I don't even know, I think it's maybe like $9 that you get charged for the Kindle Unlimited books, but there's just a wide variety of books that you can read on there. And one thing I have noticed is I read so much faster on my Kindle than I do if I read a physical paperback. Yeah, so personally I've noticed that I do read more in my Kindle. However, I do enjoy reading a physical book most of the time. But you know, I think Kindles are just great if you were on the go and you just need to, like, if you're on the plane or you're on a bus ride or you're driving, well, not you're driving, but you know, like you're in the car and someone else is driving, you know what I mean. Yeah, you're in the car and you want to read, you can read safely, it's a great option. But yeah, so personally I love my Kindle. I know a lot of people love Kindles. Kindles are great. Sponsor me. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna tell you guys all the books that I think are worth reading. I feel like the best thing about Kindle Unlimited is, like, even if you want to read a book but you're not sure if you would want to like purchase it, at least you can read it on Kindle and be like, yeah, this is something that I want to put on my shelf, and then boom, you can go purchase the physical copy. But if not, then you don't have to worry about having it and then having to like take it back to the store or sell it or whatever, or just take the L. Like me, like personally, if I don't like a book, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna take the L and it just stays right on that shelf. But yeah, anyway, I am talking too much. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first book that I have is actually part of a series. I just finished this book not too long ago. It was really, really good. Okay, this is the book rack that I have if you are into small town romance. Indigo Ridge, please go read it by Devney Perry. I think that this book is so good. I read it so quickly. I love it. I'm in love with the characters, and I love it so much that I literally jumped into book 2 and I'm already halfway through that book as well. But I'm also reading If He Had Been With Me at the same time, so doing a lot. But this series is so good, okay? So I think each storyline is about different characters. The first one was about Wynn and Griffin. Wynn and Griffin, they meet. Wynn ends up coming to, there's a child screaming. It ends up moving down over to, is it Maine? Guys, I should really like do some little notes here, because I have to keep searching things up because I forget. No, okay, it's not Maine. So Wynn moves to Quincy, Montana, and she's a new girl. She's the new chief, actually. She is a police officer, and she ends up meeting this guy, Griffin, first night. They have a little romance, if you will. And that goes on, and then, you know, she's like, all right, it's fine, I'm never gonna see this guy again. Flash forward to the next day, she ends up seeing this guy, and he is actually gonna be a lot more part of her life than she was expecting. So, and vice versa, he wasn't really expecting to see her again either. So it was really interesting to see them and see how their relationship played out. I loved it. I think it was a really, really great story, very well written. And it's a quick read. It's like a little over 300 pages, but it's just so good. So I highly, highly recommend it. So definitely go pick it up. Right now I am reading the second book of the series, which is Juniper Hill, which is about Knox and Memphis. I think the names are honestly really cool. I think Winslow, Griffin, Knox, and Memphis, like those are all cool names. I think that they're pretty and unique, and they actually seem to like match the characters really well. Which I don't know how you would match Memphis, but it matches. It does. Okay, I'm going on way too long about this series. So if you can see that, then you should know that it's good and you should go read it. Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so the second book that I have is also from a series. It's the It Happened in Charleston series. I would say that this is just like a cute little like comedic relief type of book. It's just like fun. I think it's young adult. I'm not sure if it's young adult. I only read the first one. So basically it's about this girl. She has a disability. She has a dog that, you know, kind of takes care of her because of her disability. And this young girl reaches out to her. If you're into that, I think it's cute. Did I love it? I only read the first one, so take that as you will. But if it seems like something that you would be interested in, there you go. Okay, the next book that I have is Consider Me. I feel like majority of the books that I'm recommending are from series, but I am that person that's gonna read a book like as if it were a standalone, because I cannot commit to series. I just can't, because I get bored so easily, especially if it were to be the same characters. I think if you make a series and you change the plot and put in different characters, I'm more likely to finish the series. But if it's like the off-campus series, I think that's a great series. Did I read the whole thing? No, just because I feel like it gets kind of repetitive. I read the first 3 and I was like, okay, we're kind of doing the same thing. It's like the girl meets hockey player or football, whatever. Girl meets sports dude, and it's just kind of, you know, same storyline pretty much. They end up together. We know, we get it. Yeah, next book that I have recommended is Consider Me. I know that this book is about Carter. He's just known to be like this player, bad boy, you know, the usual sports dude. That's him. He's like that guy, and he knows that he's him, basically. I haven't read this book. It is on my TBR. Best believe I will read it before 2023 ends. Do I know when? No. Okay, school is kicking my butt, but summer, hopefully. We'll see. Anyway, but yeah, I've heard really great things about this book. Okay, so the next book that I have is Say You Swear. This is like another type of college romance type of book. Honestly, I don't know too much about this book. I'm just gonna keep it at that, because I like to go in and read books blind, because I think it's fun to just kind of figure out what the point the author's trying to get at. Okay, next book that I have is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This book is about newlyweds, Trisha and Ethan. Right now they're currently looking for a new house. They just got married, you know, house hunting, fun, right? So while on this house hunt, they end up touring a house that used to belong to a psychiatrist who randomly disappeared. He just vanished without a trace. Nobody knows what happened to him. Well, then a winter storm hits them. They end up being trapped in this estate. So obviously she's trapped in this room. Trisha's like, I'm bored out of my mind, I need something to do. So she's like, I need to find a book or something. So she ends up looking around the house, and she ends up stumbling upon a secret room. So when she gets in this room, she finds audio transcripts of every single patient that this doctor has ever seen. So Trisha, being, you know, me, nosy, she starts listening to these recordings, and she ends up kind of uncovering what happened to the psychiatrist. So she ends up listening to these until she gets to the final tape, and then the final tape is what really ties everything together. One thing about me, I will read romance and thriller like all day, every day. Those are my top 2 genres. I absolutely love them so much. So highly recommend if you okay, so to piggyback right off that, I'm going to talk about The Housemaid. That is another book by Frida McFadden, another thriller. So this book is about the Winchesters. They are basically a family with a lot of secrets going on. I feel like it's kind of potentially like Without Merit. If you guys have read Without Merit, that was a book about a family and they had like secrets within their own walls. You know, I feel like that's kind of the vibe. They have a housemaid in their house, the Winchesters, and I guess she is probably, you know, a little ominous, not who she says she is, and maybe she could be doing something behind their back. Okay, next up I have a book that I'm currently reading right now, If He Had Been With Me by Lauren Nolan, I think. I'm currently reading this book right now. I'm not very far into it, but it seems to me like kind of a young romance. I have heard that this book is so sad, so I'm really excited to like get to the end of it and figure out what happened, because I feel like everybody who's read this book like has just said that it absolutely wrecked them, and I want to be wrecked. I want to cry. I don't care. I've never had a book that really like truly made me feel something and just like had me absolutely sobbing profusely. So that is what I'm hoping to get with this book, which I feel like is so awful and it sounds bad, but I don't care. That's literally what I want this book to do to me. I want this book to ruin me. I want to feel everything. Next up I have By a Thread by Lucy Score. I've seen it everywhere and it's a popular book, so I'm sure a lot of people want to read it, so I would definitely say read it on your Kindle before you go get it. It's a lengthier book, I know that, so if you do read it on your Kindle, I'm pretty sure it's gonna say like upwards of 600 or 700 pages, so take that as you will. But basically it is a workplace romance. It's about Dominic and Allie. Basically a grumpy sunshine type of vibe. I feel like it kind of could be similar to The Hating Game, but maybe better. you didn't love The Hating Game, maybe you'll like By a Thread better. So there you go. Okay, next up I have Twisted Love. Also haven't read this. So Twisted Love is a series. I have heard very mixed reviews about this book. It's either people absolutely love it or people absolutely hate it. So I feel like, especially when it comes to books like this that you don't know if you're gonna like it or not, read it on Kindle Unlimited first, because if you're already paying for Kindle, it's basically you're essentially getting the book for free. So read it on Kindle Unlimited, figure out if you like it or not, and then if you want to get it, like I said, then you can purchase a physical copy. But this book I'm very skeptical about because I have heard very, very mixed reviews. Okay, next up I have Things We Never Got Over. Of course, everyone's like raving about this book right now. The cover is beautiful. So this book is about Naomi and Knox. I love that name, like Knox, that's so cute. Knox is known to be this bad boy barber. Naomi is essentially a runaway bride. She's literally just running away from her marriage. And Naomi has a twin sister named Tina, and Tina is basically horrible. She ends up taking all of Naomi's money and running away, but it doesn't stop there. She literally leaves Naomi, takes all her money, all her cash, and she ends up leaving Naomi with her 11-year-old daughter. Like, why would you take my money and then you want me to take care of your child? How am I going to support her when you stole all my money? But yeah, sounds like a cute little romance tied into a little bit of unexpected motherhood. So yeah. Okay, and the next up I have Magnolia Parks. I haven't read this. So this book is about a girl named Magnolia and a boy named BJ. It's basically just like a very toxic sort of love story. Like, they both do things to hurt each other. Like, she'll go be with other guys and he'll go be with other girls, and they just kind of, you know, clash. Yeah, they just kind of clash. Obviously, like most toxic relationships, they're gonna come back together, so they do that, and then it's just kind of like a little back and forth game between them, and then you kind of just get to see the rest of the storyline and see how it all plays out. And read it, okay? Just read it. Okay, I feel like this video is getting pretty long, so I'm just gonna like read off the other ones that I have, and then maybe I will include the summary of them in there, and then you can pause the video and read it if you want. So I have Things I Want to Say, Darling Venom, Brutal Prince, Wait for It, and The Two of Us. Those are all the rest of the books that I have on my list. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Comment down below any book recs that you have, physical or Kindle Unlimited, and I might just add them to my TBR. I hope you guys found at least one book that you're maybe gonna add to your TBR, or based off my description of it made you want to read it. So yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!